Grand Risings, today is Sunday, January 9th, and this is your Shekinah Wisdom Podcast. Today, my lovelies, I want to start out with giving a birthday shout out to my son, Zakil. Happy 21st birthday. And today, my lovelies, on this Soulful Sunday, I want to talk to you guys about digging deeper within yourself. I know on my journey, one of the things that I did that helped out and me getting a better understanding of myself was when I had took the Meyers Briggs personality test. So when I was working in corporate America, we were required to take a Meyers Briggs personality test. And the information that I extracted from that personality test was so beneficial on my healing journey. So I suggest you guys to head over to 16personalities.com, and I want you to take the personality test. So when I took my personality test, I was labeled as a INFJ. And an INFJ personality type is a person that basically we're like a modge podge of everybody else. In a sense. And that's what gives us an advantage when it comes to counseling and mediating things, because we have like this innate sense of what's going on and we're able to come up with solutions accordingly. So I suggest you to go online. I want you to look up your personality type, and I want you to think about your relationships in love, in life, and everything else as a result of what you discover from that personality test. One of the things that I discovered when I was on my journey is that there are evolved and not evolved versions of that same chart. Like certain things that are listed under INFJ that are weak points. I experienced that in my younger days, and I strengthened those things. So I don't actually fall into the line of everything, because you grow and you evolve as the years go by. And once you start looking at yourself from a complete angle, you can actually figure out what you need to take with you and what you need to leave aside. So let's talk about boundaries again. Since we're speaking on what to leave behind and what to take with you. So, when you set these boundaries are set not to manipulate people to get them to do your bidding. That is not why we set boundaries. We set boundaries because we know and understand that if we allow someone to cross certain boundaries, they might not have the respect and decorum needed to operate in that space. So you are not, or you should not, allow them into your personal space. Make sure that once you set boundaries, that you insulate that wall that you have placed up, so that you are not swayed by little things that is going to keep you up in the same loop. Because one of the things that I did was get caught up in the same loop in relationships, because I was constantly pointing the finger outward, looking at what other people were doing, and I wasn't analyzing my own actions and how what I was doing was creating those environments. So once I had to repair the codependency aspects of myself, and this is something that was generational. So when I tell you, when you're selected for that job of breaking generational curses, it's not easy. It's because you have no blueprint. You are the blueprint for that experience. And when you are the blueprint for that experience, it could get a bit lonely and you could get a bit confused. And that's why I want you to join the Shekinah Wisdom family, so that you can have a support system that will help you get through these journeys of life, right? Through the journey of life, right? No man is an island. We all need each other in order to survive on this planet. We might take certain people for granted that's in our lives, but when those people have been removed from your life, can you still stand? I had to make sure on my journey that I could still stand because I suffered a lot of losses in life from death and other things, especially in my early years. So that kind of gave me a certain resilience when it came to life. First of all, I learned that energy can't be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed, transferred, transmuted, or harnessed. And knowing that information, it helped me process death a little better. I mean, of course, you're still going to feel some kind of way when you lose someone because they're not there physically. They're in a way that they used to be. However, if you know how to speak to people and you realize that energy can't be created or destroyed, you can speak to people that have gone before, right? And I didn't know this at first. At first, I thought it only worked on my ex-husband's deceased mom. But then I realized that this ability works on anybody that has crossed over. So that let me know and understand that energy truly can't be created or destroyed. See, a lot of stuff that was taught to us in a way that will keep us bound mentally, right? But that's why it is imperative that sometimes you take an introspective look into what is going on. Why introspective look? Because you have stored DNA in your body, right? And that information that is stored in your DNA is ancestral information. And so when you're able to tap into that and transmute those energies of the pain that your ancestors endured and the pain that you continue to endure, you're going to want to make those changes. When you realize that you're responsible for carrying the DNA for the next generation, wouldn't you want to make sure that the coding that you're transferring over is a coding that is going to help evolve your family and not just bring them down? So once I came to the revelation that I am a descendant of that first woman that had walked the planet. Like the oldest bones that they ever found was a divine feminine. And so from her, once life came, a lot of things were told to us in reverse. And if you think about why, and the person's agenda behind it, it'll make perfect sense. And you can forgive people for being that way. But the reality still remains the same, right? One of the things that I struggle with as a woman moving on in this, on this journey of life was feeling like things were out of order. Because, my mindset was that of a chessboard. The queen, she could move any direction at a time. And the king could only move one step, frontwards, backwards, sideways. That's all he could do. So when I looked at that concept, that matched what I was experiencing in my life. Because in my lifetime, I was always like the primary breadwinner in my situations. And I thought there was something wrong with life and society because my household did not fit that society's standards of what a household is supposed to comprise of. So when a lot of the weight fell on me, and then I looked back and I saw how much my grandmother did, and I saw how much my mother did, and I said, hold on, wait. We are expelling too much energy out instead of bringing it home, right? Instead of pouring that energy into ourselves, we was expending it out in areas of our lives to make other people happy. So I had to go through on a journey to figure out, where did this come from? How did it start? And that led me back to my grandmother. See, my grandmother was raised as an orphan, and she nurtured people because she needed that nurture. Those were her inner childhood woundings that was placed onto us. But now that I am who I am sighted, and I know and understand that, I could start breaking those chains. Well, actually, I did, by deciding not to do everything just the way society says. Why? Because I'm an individual self. And my functions don't fall into society standards. Because society is not always right. You ever think about that? Think about how much times things have to be recalled. People who are canceled. People I love one day and hated the next. And there's so much contradictory behavior that by you putting your trust and faith in that, you'll be in trouble. We talked about it the other day, how there are still books on the laws that are ridiculous, but they give you an idea of why you shouldn't follow society in the first place. Society is forever evolving, right? Why? Because the society is basically the conceptualization of the collective conscious. And when you are looking at what's going on in collective consciousness, you realize that we are in need of healing. And until we get that healing that is needed, we are going to be toxic. We are going to be toxic in our relationships and our business. And look at this country. Look at the things that are going on. This reflects the inner toxicity. How we have been so lazy that we don't even want to think for ourselves. Like, that requires too much. How is that so? Because people have been burdened with so much stress, and then they're trapped into a house that they don't have an outlet to express what they're truly going through. So they can't even really sort things out because they have no table to lay everything out on. And I want you on this Soulful Sunday to discover a haven for you. I want you to discover a place in your house where you can spend a minimum of 1 hour a day, where you can just truly focus on your needs, your wants, self-love, self-care. Like, don't wait till Saturdays to perform your self-care. Self-care should be mixed into your life in every aspect of it. Not just on Saturdays. See, when you put a day off for just that thing, what happens all the other days, right? How much do you get taken advantage of? Today, we are in a place of self-empowerment, self-accountability. We are looking at our environment and we are seeing, how are we contributing to our unhappiness? What behavioral patterns are you repeating that's contributing to you being unhappy? These are the things that we truly must explore in our life if we want to truly grow as a people. Oh yeah, I told you, I'm no longer sugarcoating the podcast. We're going to start going there. We're going to go deep. And if you want to email me, you can email me at shekinahEarthWisdom@gmail.com. And if you want art therapy, you can head over to IAMUcollection.com. And if you simply want to support the work we're doing here, cash out Unearthing the Truth, or head over to shekinahwisdom.com and click the donate tab. But whatever you do, my lovelies, I want you to keep in mind everything I said today. I want you to take your Meyers and Briggs personality test. I want you to apply those concepts. And if you need to reach out to me for further assistance on this assignment, you know how to find me. You know how to make an appointment. You can email me. And I just want you to not experience the things that I've experienced. Why? Because my goal is to help heal the collective consciousness. And the only way we can do that is by us sharing our mistakes. Don't be so embarrassed that you made a mistake that you can't share that with those around you to help them. Right? All right. You have a wonderful, happy Saturday and happy birthday, Zarkil.